What's up, everybody? Hope you all are having a great day. I am exhausted, man. I'm gonna tell you, man, work be kicking my ass. The people I gotta deal with on a day-to-day basis be listen, that shit be making me want to drink. Like you just be wanting to shop when you come home. Like, the audacity of some people. But anyway, getting into this episode of GH. Listen, this episode just mind screwed me. I'm just looking at this episode like what, and what? I'm just looking at everybody like, wait. I'm looking at certain characters in this episode like, okay, you need to make up your mind. You're a punk. You need to go sit down somewhere. Like, it was just a hot ass mess. So let's get into this, shall we? Trina is all over the place with her mental right now. When it comes to what she wants, she's just all across the board with it. She's just zigzagging all over that bitch. Like, she's zigzagging all throughout the board. I'm like, what is going on, Trina? Like, 1 minute, like, she's saying, like, she wants Spencer, but she don't want to want him. But she can't help that she want him. I'm like, okay. I mean, that I get. I do get that. You know, she's still trying to sort her feelings out for Spencer. Rory, on the other hand, sounds to me like she's adamant that she's not feeling Rory like that. And he's moving too fast for her, basically. Because he's all into this I love you phase. You know what I'm saying? I get where she's coming from with that. That is too soon. I mean, 3 months into the relationship, you talking about I love you. I'm like, yeah, brother, slow that down. The whole meet the parents thing, I feel like that is normal. I mean, when you've been dating somebody for 3 months, I think that's okay to meet the parents after that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get that part. But I feel like she's being as honest as she can be in this situation. You know, she's just sorting out her feelings, like I said, but she's trying to be as honest as she can about how she feel about each one of them. You know, but the thing that was funny to me was she was saying that it would be so much easier for her and Rory to be together if Spencer wasn't around. Like, if he was still in Pentonville right now or something, it'd make it easier. I'm like, maybe, but not really, because even when Spencer was away, it was like you were still thinking about him. You know what I'm saying? You were still having conversation about him, and you still were not feeling Rory either in that way. You know what I'm saying? I think she genuinely likes Rory, but she just doesn't want him in that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's not in love with him. She don't love him. You know, she likes him because he makes her feel special. He makes her feel wanted, like she's the only one. You know what I'm saying? She don't feel no games with him, you know, but she just don't feel that pull. That pull that she got with Spencer, she don't feel that connection with him, with Rory. And that's okay. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody's going to feel that spark with that person, you know? Not everybody will, but I do agree with Jocelyn. I do feel like she need to tell Rory, so, you know, to let him make up his mind about whether or not he wants to continue to date her or not. Because Trina was talking about waiting until New Year's. I'm like, New Year's? Hell no. You need to tell that man now. What you mean New Year's? No. Why you gonna continue to get that man any more false sense? You know how many Christmas and New Year's parties are gonna come up, and he's gonna want you to go? Like, he was already talking to Jordan earlier about about a Christmas party that he wanted to bring Trina to the office Christmas party or whatever. And I'm just like, yeah, that's gonna be mad weird. It's like going to the party with him, knowing deep down that you're not feeling him like that, and you just leading him on because he's gonna think that you are feeling him like that when you're really not. So you might as well rip the band-aid off and just go ahead and tell him. You know what I'm saying? Let him make up his mind about whether or not he still want to be with you, and see if y'all can get to the level that he wants you to get on. You know, that he's already on. But I don't think Trina's gonna get there. Because her mind is just wrapped up with Spencer at this point. But I get her. When it comes down to Spencer, I totally get where she's coming from. Like, Spencer, for her, is just irresistible because it's something about him that draws her to him. Maybe it's that Cassadine danger, maybe, you know, because he keeps her on her toes. Like, he always got some craziness going on or something. Maybe that's what draws her to him. You know what I'm saying? That mysteriousness, like that wild side, that edge. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's the edge that she feel like Rory doesn't have, or whatever. That's what she likes about Spencer. Maybe, I don't know, but maybe that's what it could be. 'Cause I know certain people do like that about a person. You know what I'm saying? That edge. You know, they not all cookie cutter, goody two shoe. They like a person with a little oomph. You know what I mean? So maybe that's what she like about Spencer, that she feels Rory may not have. But it's better to be honest about it, because Jocelyn was definitely reflecting during that whole conversation, because she blurted out, "Oh, Cam deserves to know the truth." I'm like, baby girl, slow down. We're not talking about you and Cameron. But she know, because she's sitting over here giving Trina all this advice about how Rory should know, and she feeling guilty because she know Cameron should know, because here she still hasn't told Cameron about her feelings for Dex, or that she like Dex and she not really feeling Cameron like that no more. So that was that guilty conscience blurting out, because even Trina was looking at her like, yeah, I know you was talking about Rory, but calm down. I said, exactly. Jocelyn, relax. Like, you kind of going crazy right now. Slow down, sweets. So anyway, moving on from that, speaking of Rory, he was in Jordan's office or whatever talking with her, and that's when Dante came in to talk about the hook killer. And it was kind of suspect to me that Rory wanted to sit in on that, because he was insisting on sitting in. Oh, can I sit in and stuff on this? And I'm like, you're an officer. Why do you need to sit in on this? You ain't no detective. So I'm like, what's your angle? What you up to? So, you know, Dante was giving up a little bit of detail, saying that he found out that the venom that the hook killer used on the hook came from an exotic snake from the Southeast Asian islands or something like that. And Dante found somebody in Port Charles that knows a little something about that, I guess, is an expert on it or whatever the case, that may know more about the snake. So Rory was wondering, like, you know, do you think the hook killer was going to strike again? Because it's been quiet lately, so you think they just gave up. But Jordan didn't think so. Jordan was like, nah, maybe they just left town or something like that. But she was like, serial killers don't usually stop on their own. It's very rare. I say, yeah, that's true. So Dante had gave Rory the file and told him to, you know, put it on his desk or whatever. Leave it on Dante's desk for him. So Rory goes in the hallway, opens up the file, and snaps a picture of the file, of the documents inside the file. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? I was like, are you trying to get inside information in this case? Because you either are the hook killer or you're connected to the person somehow. So after he leaves, Trina comes to the PCPD looking for him, and he's nowhere to be found. Jordan didn't see where he went, or where knows where he went or whatever. Nobody seems to know. So he goes to an apartment. I guess the apartment was an apartment that was on the file, in the hook killer file. So the apartment door was kind of jarred open or swung open or whatever. He goes in there and that damn door's shut. It's slammed shut. I said, who the fuck was in that apartment? Because it looked like Rory might be dead. I said, wait a minute. What the hell is going on with this nonsense? Like, is Rory going to be a new victim of the hook? Because the whole time I started to think maybe he was connected to the killer. Maybe he was the killer and Diane maybe got it wrong that it was a female. Because I'm like, maybe the female hook killer is attached to him. Maybe it's a relative or something. Who knows? But I got a feeling he attached to this killing spree somehow, some way. Because why else would you take photos of the documents inside the file? Why would you go to the apartment by yourself? Why would you do that? You know what I'm saying? Unless you had some connection to it. I don't know. That shit was weird to me. But I'm like, he might be a goner. So Trina might not have to tell him the truth after all. My thing is, if Rory do end up dying, I do not want to see Trina sitting here mourning this man for more than a week. I'm just saying, like, no, just mourn him for a day or so and move on with your life, because we are not about to sit here and mourn this man like y'all was some great love when you know damn well you wasn't feeling him like that. So ain't no need to mourn him that long. I'm just saying. I don't know if he's gonna die or not, but it might be looking that way, like he might be a goner. He, you know, might want to cancel Christmas on his ass. I'm just saying. So anyway, moving on from that whole Britt and Brad scene made me sad as shit. I said, oh my God. Cause I always did like their friendship. Like, Brad was always down for her. They always had each other backs and stuff like that. Like, they always been real good friends. And it was sad watching that scene, because now Britt is talking about her last will. Like, she wants to draft up a will. And she was talking about leaving her entire fortune. Well, not fortune, but I don't know how much she got. But she was talking about leaving her estate to Brad. And I was shocked by that, because I'm like, first of all, that's a nice gesture. But you do have a mother. You do have a niece. You do have a nephew. You not leaving them nothing. Like no trust, no nothing. You just gonna leave everything to Brad. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, Lisa definitely got her own money, and I'm pretty sure, Maxie's kids are gonna be fine. But I'm like, damn, what kind of auntie are you? I wish my aunt would perish from this world and I ain't been left nothing. I said, oh, yeah, okay. Not even a little something, a little piece of change. Like, not 50 Cent, Like, damn, nada. Persona non grata, like nothing. Um, but yeah, she pretty much wanted to leave Brad that money in hopes that, that'd be enough for him to start his life fresh. Get away from his aunt's influence, not have to work for her anymore. He could do his own thing finally. And you could tell Brad was really touched by it, but he was also thrown off by it too. Like, he was like, damn, are you planning on dying tomorrow or something? She was like, nah, that's not the plan. Cause he was wondering why she left Cody name, why she left Cody name off the guest list. I'm like, listen, Cody don't need to be at this party. Okay? He don't need to be in Port Charles. Period. And Britt pretty much wanted to throw this bash because she was like, basically shit. She wanted everybody to remember her for how she is now and stuff like that. Not the girl that got dumped into a pool and all that other shit. And I think she just want people to remember her for being, how they see her right now. I can't blame her for it, but I wish that she would tell everybody what's going on so that way she don't have to do everything alone once she does deteriorate. If her body starts to deteriorate or whatever, she starts succumbing to the illness, it's better to go out with a bunch of people that love you surrounding you. You know what I'm saying? Rather than you just doing this shit alone. Like, there ain't no way to really go out, especially when you got people who care. You know what I'm saying? At least let them be around you and say their goodbyes to you. You know what I'm saying? If it comes to that point. Because I feel like at some point she might get a miracle. You never know. She might wind up with some specialist that might find a way to prolong her. I hope so, because I actually do like Britt. So anyway, moving on from that, I honestly feel like that Cody and Maxie scene, for me, this is just my opinion. I feel like that scene wasn't necessary. Cody just annoys me. He gonna go over there talking about, oh, I can see that you're upset, lay it on me, maybe I could help. So she started telling him about Austin and stuff like that. This fool gonna sit here talking about, oh, I'm not the best person to come to when it comes to relationship advice. Ain't nobody come to you though. You sat down offering your help, and that's what she needed help with, dumbass. Ain't nobody come to you. Just saying, nobody needs your help with nothing. You could have just walked your hillbilly ass on something here. I'm just saying, Cody, nobody asked you for nothing. Ain't nobody asked you for Lent. Like, Mac didn't even ask for you to be his child, but you are, unfortunately, and you're stupid enough not to tell him that, but okay. Your loss. And he was basically asking Maxie if she wanted to forgive Austin and stuff like that, and I don't blame Maxie. At the end of the day, it's like, if Austin wanted to know if y'all were compatible or if y'all was like a right fit, then he could have just came to you about that. You know what I'm saying? Instead of trying to blackmail Spinelli. In my opinion, Maxie definitely should not forgive Austin, because if he could do that to your baby daddy, it's like, what else do you think he's capable of doing? Like, her and Spinelli go back like 4 flats. So if he could do that to him, I wouldn't trust him after that. That's a major red flag, that he would blackmail your baby daddy like that. And you know that the information that he got could easily put Spinelli in prison. You know what I'm saying? Like, he already tried to blackmail him once. Who's to say he won't try that again or tell somebody about it? You can't trust him. You know what I'm saying? Maxie would be crazy as hell to go back to him. Like, you already dealt with lies and shenanigans from past dudes that you dealt with. Why go through that again and put your kids through more trauma? Because I know them kids got to be going through some trauma. We may not see them, but hell, we already seeing it with the other one, the oldest daughter. Like, she already don't like Austin. So that's a red flag in itself when your child don't like somebody. You know what I mean? Like, kids are not dumb. Not by far. And then Maxie trying to sit there and encourage Cody to go after Britt if he really like her and stuff. Oh, don't give up. Maxie, I was with you, but don't sit here and encourage that foolishness. Do not keep trying to push him towards Britt. No. He had his chance, multiple chances, mind you. He fucked up every chance, so let that go. Leave him alone. No. He need to leave my Britta alone and leave her in peace. And please don't have Cody show up to her party unannounced and uninvited. He's clearly not on the guest list. We don't need him at this shindig. We don't. I don't need him there. He could take his ass back to Mayberry. We don't need you. Return to sender. So moving on from that, Obrecht was hitting the shit out that punching bag. I'm just saying. I felt bad for Obrecht. It was crazy. Like seeing her in that state of mind. I couldn't imagine. You know what I'm saying? Because her daughter is going through something that she can't do nothing about. And that's the worst thing a parent can go through, is seeing your child suffer. And there's not a damn thing you could do. Like, you got money to make anything happen, and you still can't fix that problem. Even with the money you got, even with the connections you got, you still can't fix it. That's the worst feeling in the world. So of course she had to tell Nina what was going on, because Nina was swearing up and down you could trust her. I'm like, yeah, okay, Nina. Trust is a big thing. You sure we could trust you? So she basically told Nina about what was going on and stuff like that with Britt, and how she never had children, and once she's gone, there's gonna be nothing left of her. So Sonny was sitting over there eavesdropping, and Obrecht was not happy about that shit. She was mad as hell Sonny was listening to her conversation, but it worked out for the best, because Sonny could relate to what she was going through. Watching his father have an illness that Sonny couldn't do shit about. Once again, you got another person who got boatloads of money, all types of connections, and a long reach, but here they got a family member going through something that they can't fix with their money and connections. It's the worst feeling. And, Sonny would have paid any amount to, keep his father around, prolong his life, but he couldn't. There was no amount of money in the world that was going to keep Mike here, and that's a painful thing to go through, But Sonny basically told Britt, you just got to be there for Britt, here and now. While she's here, you got to be here for her. And Britt actually was receptive to what Sonny had to say, which is dope. Because, Sonny sometimes got some words of wisdom when he want to have wisdom. And I agree. You just got to be there for that person. Even if they try and push you away, you still got to be there for them. Because Lord knows Britt is doing her best to push everybody away. But you still got to be there, even when they don't want you to. So anyway, moving on from that. Did y'all see the look on Dante's face when Spencer came in and him and Cam was hugging and stuff, and Dante had that cup of coffee in his hand? Dante had that look on his face at Spencer like, what the hell you doing here? I see that privilege and I got you out of jail again. I really don't understand why the writers be trying to treat Dante and Spencer like they not family. I'm like, did the writers forget that Dante and Spencer are cousins? And actually former nephew, uncle when he was married to Lulu? Like, did the writers forget those connections? I'm just saying. Because whenever you see Dante have a little scene with Spencer, he doesn't really talk or treat Spencer like they family like that. Like, you forget the familial connection sometimes. But I do love the little bromance between Spencer and Cam. I love their little friendship. Their friendship has come a long way. Because, Spencer used to always look down on Cameron. But I'm glad that they found some peace. So, of course, Dex come up in there and stuff like that. And Cameron is not happy to see Dex. So, he started filling Spencer in on a little bit about Dex and stuff like that. So, Spencer come over there flexing his little muscle. Talking about, oh, you work for my Uncle Sonny. I'm his nephew. And if you work for my Uncle Sonny, then that means you work for me too. Boy, if you don't go sit your ass... Spencer, go sit down somewhere, because first of all, if Sonny was up in that place right then and there, he would have told you, go sit your ass down. My employees are not your employees. Please go sit down. They work for the Corinthos organization, not Spencer United. Go sit down. They don't work for you. Spencer was getting too big for his britches. I said, go sit down somewhere. So Jocelyn come in there with some toys for tots, and Spencer gonna yell at Dex, talking about, oh, stay away from Joss. Joss was like, excuse me? You're excused. You heard what he said. So Dex decided, you know what? Cancel my order or whatever. And he took out, a fistful of money and stuff like that. And he made some remarks about how Sonny was paying him and stuff. And Spencer up and knocked that boy on his ass. Like, literally just sucker punched him and knocked that man to the floor. I'm like, my first thought when I saw that was, one, Mr. Sonny Corinthos, we're going to have to talk about the employees of the Corinthos organization, because I think after seeing that, we're going to need Dex to be fired, Because if I remember correctly, isn't he ex-Marine, ex-military or something like that? I'm like, you let little Spencer Cassadine knock you on your ass? Yeah, we need a new employee because he not going to do. He not going to work. We need somebody new. Because if little Spencer could knock him down that swiftly, we need somebody else. And somebody need to get that boy some smelling salt. Somebody need to wake him up. Jocelyn, go sit on his face and wake him up, please, dear. Go do that. I'm just saying, the way Spencer knocked that boy out, he knocked him into a whole nother criminal organization. I said, damn. Go ahead, Spencer. He said, bah. I said, oh shit. Knocked out. I know if Trina could see that shit, she would have been proud. Looking at her man like that, fighting. I said, go ahead. I'm just saying, like, I would be embarrassed if I was Dex. I'm like, damn, brother, he hit you with a one-hitter quitter. You ought to be embarrassed. Little Spency Cassadine, I knocked you out. That's one for the books. Anyway, that's pretty much the whole episode. Hit the comment section. Let me know what you all thought, and I will see you all later. Have a great night / morning. Peace.